A fatal car crash in Rochester earlier today. A mother and her daughter killed after crossing into oncoming traffic.
And President Trump signing more executive orders today, including his monumental Trump wall. What else people are protesting?
The Pope asking the head of an ancient order to resign over condoms. What started that battle? Coming up on CitrusTV News.
This is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
A Syracuse University club has raised thousands of dollars for a local charity.
That's right. The Sports Management Club announced today the profits of their annual sports auction. That's our top story. I'm Jamie Weiss.
And I'm Brittany Muller. Welcome to News Live at 6.
The McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center will receive over $40,000 thanks to SU students.
The Sports Management Club in Fall College announced today that it raised $42,900 at its annual charity sports auction, the second highest amount raised in the 12-year history of the event.
During a basketball game in December, supporters placed bids on hundreds of items. The Advocacy Center was selected by students to be the beneficiary of the auction.
The Jamaica Bobsled team is in Syracuse today. The group was made famous in the movie Cool Runnings. Syracuse is their first stop in a publicity tour, which they hope will generate money to compete in their upcoming Winter Olympics. They made several stops around town, including Clinton Ice Rink and Empire Brewery. The tour will finish in Canada. New reports have been released suggesting Syracuse is among the safest cities in the U.S. for pedestrians. According to Smart Growth America, only 1 in 100,000 pedestrians were killed in Syracuse between 2005 and 2014. This makes Syracuse the 5th best city for pedestrians, ahead of Buffalo and Rochester. With winter weather arriving in central New York, the SU community experienced the promenade's tolerance to snow and rain. CitrusTV reporter Claudia Bellofatto explains how students and workers are concerned with the poor drainage.
$6 million later, and the Syracuse University Promenade is now finished. Stretching from Newhouse School to Byrd Library, the pedestrian-friendly walkway replaces what once was a busy and crowded street. But now with snow in the forecast, Grounds Department worker Ryan Crawford says that the promenade poses new issues.
Yeah, there's a lot more maintenance. We have, I believe, 7 plinths, which is more stair maintenance, more plow maintenance for the winter.
Students and teachers held protest against the construction of the promenade earlier this year. Now with the project finished, how much do these renovations really make a difference to students?
Snow-wise, there's a lot of melted snow. It's just all wet and watery. I don't think it's really any different than before.
Renovations include heated sidewalks, which helps the snow melt. But freshman Erin Buckley still has concerns.
I'm worried about when it gets cold and it gets icy, because right now it's fine because they're just puddles, but I'm afraid I'm going to slip because I'm not very coordinated.
While you walk along the promenade, you may find some puddles, but for the most part, like where I'm standing here, it seems to be pretty dry. There's not too much of a drainage issue. I contacted Chief Facilities Officer Peter Sala, who says they have not yet received any complaints about the issue. Claudia Bellofatto, CitrusTV News.
The Grounds Department also says there is a possibility of the university adding more drainage systems in the future.
A mother and her daughter are dead after a car crash in Rochester. The fatal crash happened earlier this afternoon near Riverside Cemetery. Rochester police say the driver collided with a pickup truck. After losing control of the vehicle, the car crossed over into incoming traffic. The driver of the pickup truck was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital with minor injuries and is expected to be okay. And President Trump plans to deliver on campaign promises to withdraw funds from, quote, sanctuary cities. That includes Syracuse. It's among the 300 cities nationwide that have policies against reporting illegal immigrants. Trump is threatening to withhold millions of dollars in grants and suing cities for not cooperating with federal law. Syracuse Mayor Stephanie Miner promised that Syracuse would maintain its policies despite this pressure, and Mayor Bill de Blasio echoed this opinion earlier today.
But the message to New Yorkers who are worried about the policies of the Trump administration, the folks who are fearful that they may not be able to stay with their family members here is that we're going to do all in our power to protect them. We're going to do all that we can with the powers in New York City to protect them and to get them support.
And in more political news, President Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Senator Bernie Sanders owe Albany, New York, more than $80,000. The debt comes from security services provided by the city during their presidential debate campaigns. The federal agency says bills should be absorbed by the budget of either the city or the county of Albany. Officials say Albany's legal team is preparing collection letters. And snow fell across Syracuse overnight and into this morning, Brittany, but it pretty much melted by lunch.
And as more snow on the way, Citrus TV weather anchor Brendan Tierney joins us with more.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, not too bad overall across campus today. 37 was our high. There was a little bit of snow earlier this morning that changed over to rain and ice as we got through the afternoon. Winds were the biggest issue we saw today. They were gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. As you take a look around the region right now, 38 here in Syracuse, not that bad across the region as a total, 39 in Rochester and 38 down in Binghamton, so about average temperatures for this time of the year. Taking a look at your current radar here, we'll see some storms that moved in the area earlier today are off to the east of Syracuse by now, which means we have a chance for a few sprinkles this evening, but not that bad overall into the overnight hours. Taking a look at your surface analysis map, you're able to see the nor'easter has finally moved off the coast, which is leaving us in control of high pressure. There is a bit of a cold front with a low pressure system that's on its way, and that means there's some snow in the forecast for the weekend. We'll take a look at that coming up in my exclusive Citrus TV 5-day forecast.
Coming up, thousands protesting in cities across the country against the president's oil pipelines actions.
And the Pope forcing out a top official. Why he did that after the break.
For a long time, the boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
We are going to build a great border.
President Trump signed executive orders turning his long-promised border wall into a reality.
He signed the orders during a trip to the Department of Homeland Security.
Trump also used the executive authority to increase the number of Border Patrol, Immigration, and Customs Enforcement agents.
Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto is visiting the White House next week. The two leaders are expected to discuss who is really paying for the wall.
And Trump has recently rationalized building that wall by insisting that millions of people voted illegally in November's election.
The president says he is ordering a major investigation into voter fraud despite all 50 states finalizing their election results without any reports of widespread fraud.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi is continuing to dismiss the president's claims.
And some good news for Trump. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is now the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
The Senate confirmed Haley today, 96 votes to 4. This is despite some senators' concerns over her lack of foreign policy experience.
The daughter of Indian immigrants was sworn in by Vice President Mike Pence this morning, who called her, quote, living proof of the promise of America.
Haley says that she will be tough on Russia and Moscow, can't be trusted right now. Protesters are continuing today against the Keystone XL and Dakota Access oil pipelines. They're the result of President Trump's decision to sign an executive action to go ahead with the projects.
Hundreds of people came together in Seattle to stand in solidarity with the Sioux tribe.
The pipeline's plans travel across lands the tribe considers sacred. The tribe is also concerned about pollution to their water supply.
President Trump says the pipeline will actually be creating jobs. Meanwhile, protesters in D.C. are facing charges after climbing a construction crane near the White House this morning.
D.C. police say 7 Greenpeace activists climbed the crane and displayed a large banner with the word resist. Greenpeace says the activists are protesting the president's agenda.
Police told the protesters to come down at 2:30 this afternoon for safety reasons. Officials say charges are being discussed.
We might meet a new Supreme Court justice next Thursday.
President Trump says he'll announce his nominee on that date. The seat became vacant last year after the death of Antonin Scalia.
Former President Obama wanted to fill the vacancy himself, but his nomination was blocked by Republicans in Congress.
And 3 U.S. appeals courts judges are among Trump's top picks for the appointment.
And take a look at this. A giant sinkhole opened up early this morning in southeastern Pennsylvania. The 30-foot gap swallowed the front yards of 2 homes and part of a road.
You can see a pickup truck and trees dangling on the edge. Several fire and utility crews were dispatched to the scene.
Officials say no injuries have been reported. The cause of the sinkhole is still unknown and is under investigation. And moving overseas, today Pope Francis forced the conservative leader of an ancient Catholic order to resign.
The Knights of Malta Grand Master stepped down over a dispute with the Vatican over a condom distribution program.
The Grand Master had fired one of his officials linked to the program. The move is one of the rare times a pope has interfered with the workings of an ancient order. Now moving over to Asia, North Korean officials say the regime is ready to test fire their next nuclear missile.
The test is the latest step in North Korea's effort to create a weapon capable of reaching the U.S. mainland.
A North Korean defector says Kim Jong-un's days in power are numbered. The former government official believes the effort is to bolster the country's nuclear program in a power grab for the current regime.
And ambulance workers in Somalia say 28 people are dead after a bomb exploded inside a hotel in the capital.
The Islamic terrorist group Al-Shabaab says it carried out the attack. Witnesses say militants blew their way into a hotel with a vehicle rigged with explosives.
And a second vehicle exploded outside moments later. Officials say that blast killed and wounded 48 others.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
So overall, it's starting to get into flu season here across the entire nation, especially up here in New York. Central New York is experiencing widespread flu outbreak, which may affect a bunch of people around campus this week into next week, and it's not getting any better because of the weather. Your future radar shows even more rain and snow that will be moving into the area tomorrow. We're checking snow arriving about 3 or 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon into evening. So definitely if you're going out tomorrow morning, not that bad. Tomorrow night will be bad, so you're going to want the coats, the boots, and maybe even the hats and gloves if you're outside for your Thursday evening. Your forecast for the humidity isn't helping much. 87 was your percent on the humidity today. It doesn't get much better. It dips down a little bit on Friday. All that moisture in the atmosphere is fueling the snow that'll be coming our way over the next few days. Your Citrus TV tonight forecast shows 34 degrees will be your low. However, it's feeling even colder than that, like 28 degrees. There is a chance for a bit of rain out there. Above 34 on the thermometer means it's going to be rain instead of snow. But there's just going to be some scattered showers across the area. Now, your Citrus TV 5-day forecast checking at 41 degrees tomorrow. A bit of snow throughout the day, coating an inch. It's going to be getting worse around nighttime. 36 on Friday. Snow and wind. Then the snow sticks around for the weekend. 32 degrees with some snow in the evening on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, it lightens up a little bit overall. 30 degrees, but you want to take a look at those lows. 14 on both Sunday and Monday. Monday is only getting up to 24 degrees, so any snow that falls throughout the 5-day is going to turn into ice on Monday. So you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on the traction out there walking to class on Monday. Brittany?
Thank you. Well, the stock market's post-election rise continues as the Dow hit 20,000 today. We'll tell you why the Trump presidency has been good for Wall Street.
And one popular Olympic athlete says goodbye to one of his gold medals after a drug scandal. Find out who after the break.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Megan Mystery, Brittany Muller, and Brendan Tierney with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
Sales and profits are slipping at Boeing, the world's #1 airplane manufacturer. This is being driven largely by lower deliveries of its military aircraft. Revenue also fell in the firm's space and service divisions because of fewer demands for satellites and aircraft modernization. But the company expects to deliver more commercial aircrafts and to improve its earnings per share. And the Dow continues its climb, rising above 20,000 points and continuing the industrial average is record-breaking, reaching all-time highs after a series of executive orders from President Donald Trump. U.S. stocks have recovered slightly following the election, driven by the prospects of lower corporate taxes, deregulation of certain sectors, and more government spending.
New details on the Grammy Awards. Bruno Mars will be performing. Mars is a 4-time Grammy winner himself. He is nominated for the Album of the Year as well as co-producer on Adele's comeback effort 25. Other Album of the Year nominees include Drake, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce. The Grammys are scheduled for February 12th. Actress Mary Tyler Moore has died at the age of 80, and the beloved icon passed away in Greenwich, Connecticut. Officials say the cause of death was a heart attack. Her role in the Dick Van Dyke Show quickly dubbed her as America's sweetheart. The Mary Tyler Moore Show debuted in 1970 and starred the actress as a single career woman in her 30s. This series was adored by feminists and fans alike as the first modern women's sitcom. Usain Bolt will have to hand back one of his 9 Olympic gold medals after Jamaican teammate Nesta Carter tested positive for a banned substance. Carter was a member of the 4x100 team that won in Beijing in 2008. He ran the first leg for the relay team, winning in a then world record, breaking 37 in 1 second.
Coming up in sports, SU and Wake Forest last night from the Dome. The Syracuse Chiefs staying afloat and a preview of a busy night in the NBA. Don't touch that remote.
I messed up on that last story.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back, I'm Noah Eagle. After a pair of losses on the road, the SU men's basketball team returned to where it's been comfortable, the Carrier Dome. Heading into last night, the Orange was 11-2 at home and welcomed an up-and-coming Wake Forest team to Central New York. Speaking of up-and-coming, Tyler Lydon, a star sophomore, going up against John Collins, Wake's standout forward. Not even 6 minutes in, it's Collins, showing why he's a man amongst boys. 12-10 Wake. The Deacs took a 32-29 lead at half. Second half now, Tyler Lydon showing that he can do it all. Nice look for Torian Thompson for the lay-in. SU up 2 early on in the second half. Solid bench production for Wake. 26 points in the game, and here's 3 of them. Mitchell Wilbekin buries it in the corner. Demon Deacons lead by 4. Syracuse on the attack the other way. Frank Howard finds Tyler Roberson for the rack attack. 49-47, Wake Forest ahead with 11:52 to play. 5.5 to play now, and Tyus Battle, he's just a teenager, but that's a grown man's move. Puts SU ahead by 3, and now with the game all knotted up at 68, Spurs-like ball movement from Syracuse leads to an open Andrew White 3 and a splash session from the grad transfer. Syracuse wins this one 81-76 in the Loud House despite 23-12 from John Collins. And after the game, a couple of players discussed the upcoming matchup with a formidable foe.
But each game is new and unique in itself, so hopefully that'll give us a little bit of momentum. But I know Florida State isn't trying to hear that, so they're going to come in really talented team, and I mean what we did the last game won't faze them at all as far as their mentality going forward, because they have a goal also. So hopefully it's momentum. Hopefully it gives everybody a little confidence, but we're going to need a lot more than momentum and confidence to win this next game.
They're a really good team. We know they're a really good team, but every team in the ACC is good every night, any given night. So they're coming to our home floor. We've been playing pretty well at home, so I think it's going to be a really good game, and I'm expecting the W.
As you heard, Saturday is no walk in the park for Cuse. Number 6 Florida State is about as impressive as it gets, 18-2 on the season and tied with North Carolina atop the ACC. The Seminoles are on the road tonight against Georgia Tech. The Syracuse Chiefs franchise is doing what it can to stay in Central New York. Yesterday, it was announced that the team made around $67,000 in profit in 2016. This coming only 3 years after the team borrowed a loan of $500,000 from the Chiefs' first LLC, saving the team from bankruptcy. The Chiefs open up the season April 6th versus the Rochester Red Wings. Both New York NBA teams are in action tonight. First, it's the league worst Brooklyn Nets, and they take on the 15-30 Miami Heat at Barclays Center. Former Syracuse standout Dion Waiters has been big for the Heat as of late. A lot of scoring in his last 2 games, including a game-winning 3 versus the Warriors on Monday. As for the Knicks, they face off with a different 15-win team in the Dallas Mavericks, who absolutely slaughtered the Lakers on Sunday. New York is 3 games back of the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. And only one New York team in action tonight in the National Hockey League, and that is the Rangers. The Blue Shirts play host to the Flyers, looking for their 4th win in a row. New York is 4th in the Metropolitan Division and in sole possession of the top wildcard spot with 63 points. Tennis's first major of the year is coming down to the wire. Semifinal action in the Australian Open starts tonight, and it will be a veteran matchup for the women and 2 players from Switzerland squaring off on the men's side. At midnight, number 2 Serena Williams takes on 34-year-old Mirjana Lucic-Baroni. It's Lucic-Baroni's first semifinal since the 1999 Wimbledon. Then 4-time Aussie Open champ Roger Federer takes on 2014 tournament champion Stan Wawrinka at 3:30 a.m. Also, Serena's sister Venus in action at 9:30 tonight.
We'll see you right back after the break.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Okay, so tell us what the weather looks like tomorrow when we wake up in the morning.
Tomorrow morning, not that bad. It's getting bad as we get into the afternoons. We're looking high 30s. 40 maybe might be a reach, but the snow and wintry mix is going to be coming into the area tomorrow afternoon, so have an umbrella if you're out throughout the day.
But no snow day?
No snow day, unfortunately.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, coming up on OTN later tonight on channel 14.1.
On the Bench is at 6:30 and Syracuse Stories is at 7 p.m.
Lastly, CitrusTV Noticias is on at 7:30.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to check out all of our shows online at citrustv.com. I'm Jamie Weiss.
And I'm Brittany Muller. Have a great night, Syracuse.